Aloha. Namaste, beautiful beings of light and love. Just set. So, uh, I'm Clayton Allred. I'm the president of the Church of Flames. And I'm accountable for not recognizing that, well, uh, time like daylight savings time happens in the rest of the world or in the rest of the country and not in Arizona. So it is what it is, and I'm sure it's the perfect time, and that everybody is seeing this at the perfect moment. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me in church. Here we are, and happy Wednesday. So I want to start off with our mission statement and our purpose. So, Co-Flames is a sacred container providing education through arts, wellness, and sustainability for human and planetary evolution. We believe in the conscientious activation of one's godlike self. As creators, we hold sacred the value of our free agency and our freedom of choice. In remembering our equanimity, we transcend pain, fear, doubt, judgment, and shame into higher vibrational frequencies of compassion, forgiveness, understanding, acceptance, and accountability, expanding our own unique relationship to the divine. Co-Flames is the church of fire, love, art, music, equality, and sustainability that brings ideas into manifestation. Combining ancient wisdom with modern technologies allows for the creation of a sustainable planet. We believe vibrational frequencies holds keys to transform our inner and outer worlds. Fire and sound offer frequencies that have the power to transform both metaphorically and literally. Ceremony, ritual, movement, and breath are centralized to the expansion of self exploration and loving awareness. As above, so below. We are all one operating within a unified state of consciousness. By uniting like minded people and resources, we work together with a common goal, creating peace and abundance for all life on planet Earth. Through education and providing alternative solutions, we raise the frequency of our collective consciousness now. And this is so, and so it is. Aho. Blessings. That is what we are here to do. To raise the frequency of our collective consciousness. And the only way we can do that is to raise our own frequency, to raise our own state of being and vibrate in higher states. And the only way to do that is to choose into higher states. And the only way to resonate in those higher states on a regular basis is to go through some shit and choose higher ways of being. To it's you know just get to or you can, I guess. I'm not going to limit you, but to gain true ownership of those states, you really it's all about choosing love in trying and challenging situations. It's all about uh, choosing the higher path, and that sometimes can be very challenging. And that's one thing that that's what I want to talk to you about today. We have 9 people watching right now. I'm so stoked for that. Thank you for being here with us. This week I'm inspired to talk to you about the subtleties and the sneakiness of uh, uh, shadow energies and the mind, and how uh, those lower frequencies can really come into come into our minds very sneakily, and so much so that I often, when they sneak up, don't recognize it until I'm in it, and then I'm like, whoa, what thought pattern am I cruising down right now? And then with that awareness, I sometimes, usually I'm pretty good about shifting it and refocusing my attention and my thoughts towards thinking about the things that I would like to continue to create and experience. Um, but sometimes they just weave their way in, and when we start feeling down about ourselves, or we start judging ourselves, or we start judging other people, that's a good sign that we're traveling down some of those thought patterns. And those thought patterns do not lead to joy and happiness. Not if you keep on. They lead to depression, they lead to uh, anger, pain. And so I just want to point out, and I've talked about this before, um, and in this I want to do a great big shout out to Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton. Uh, Highly recommend checking both of those people out. Um, but in from 0 to 7, when we're in the womb all the way to 7 years old, we're in record mode. We're not we're not doing anything. We have I think we're running in theta from in those years. Don't quote me on that. It's either theta or beta. But we're not really. We're just recording. We're absorbing so much because in that time frame, we're learning so much, and we're learning from our parents and people around us, and we're taking in these life experiences so that we know how to navigate life, because we're not in a space where we can really take care of ourselves yet. And so we're in record mode so that we can really take in as much information as possible. And uh, the conscious mind isn't really doing all that much work. It's all subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind, those things that we recorded in our subconscious mind are continually replaying out in our lives and in our patterns and in our cycles, in the way we perceive and experience life. And I think that it's really important to bring awareness to this because uh, we all have cycles, and we all went through that experience, and we've all had the experience of reliving similar cycles and having similar stories come out through our life, and that's why. And it's not until we become aware, consciously aware of something, that we can really step in and change it. Because if we're not consciously aware of it, we're just rolling through life, living out these patterns, being like, why is this always happening to me? And if you're there, and I was even in one of those personally last night. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you about it today, is because if I'm there, then pretty good chances other people out there are experiencing this as well. And so, really, it's all about, first of all, becoming aware. And then, once you become aware, not beating yourself up for replaying out those cycles or being here again, but in consciously shifting it. And that's that, like I was saying earlier, that can be challenging when you're start judging yourself and judging others and feeling down, and um, uh, and it's all so subtle. And so I'm trying to read these comments because Aaron put something about um, the gene keys in there in year 0 through 7. Can't. Either way, we'll we'll uh, we'll revisit those comments once we can figure out how to keep them on. Um, so, uh, remembering our equanimity and our divinity, I think that I want to break down our mission statement piece by piece here and relate it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to read you this line. In remembering our equanimity and our divinity, we transcend pain, fear, doubt, judgment, and shame into higher vibrational frequencies of compassion, forgiveness, understanding, acceptance, and accountability. And we can do that moment to moment to moment. If you're feeling fear, doubt, uh, give yourself some compassion and some forgiveness and some understanding and some acceptance. I accept myself. I trust myself. If you're feeling judgment, whether that's towards yourself or somebody else, see what you can do. Take some accountability. How did you call that forth, or what? Um, uh, or just claim your power. I am powerful, and I have the ability to choose. And in that moment, you can choose whatever you want because you do have that ability to choose. You can choose whatever state you want to embody any moment. And so last night, I was all of a sudden feeling like giving up and being like, oh man, I worked so hard and put so much time and energy into this 20 years, and I was like all feeling just depleted and like giving up. Like what am I doing? And I caught that and I was like, I love myself. I trust myself. I give myself love. I give myself strength. And just step out of that, and if I give myself anything, if I give myself something 9 times in a row, by the ninth time I'm feeling completely different than I was prior. And there's no reason going back, right? If you're like feeling depressed or upset or uh, tired, like uh, if you're feeling depressed, you don't necessarily want to dive back into it if you're all of a sudden happy, unless you do. I mean, I'm not taking your choices away, but commonly it's pretty nice to feel joyful and blissful and abundant and feel good and happy, right? But we can get stuck on all of those lower frequency, yucky, down feelings very easily, and it's very easy to stay stuck in those thought patterns because they're comfortable to us. And uh, they don't need to be comfortable to us anymore. Bliss can be comfortable as well, and fulfillment, and peace, and love, and happiness. These can become comfortable. And that doesn't mean that trials and challenges don't arise. It means that if you do this and practice this, it's a practice. And it's not just like one day all of a sudden you can do it. You can do it a little better and a little better and a little easier and a little longer each time. And, if we look at our lives comparatively, most of us grew up uh, and had lots of those experiences prior to starting to become conscious and aware of the fact that, oh, I am a powerful being and I can feel however I choose to feel. And I can think about whatever I want to think about. And I can entertain whatever thoughts I want to in my mind. You know, well, before we started becoming aware of that, uh, we probably went through some shit, and we probably went through some trials and challenges, and probably had some unhappy experiences where we probably developed some deep beliefs uh, and some critical judgments on ourselves or others, and a lot of those are still in the back of the mind, in the subconscious, and they'll peek into and affect the conscious mind quite often, especially if we're not being conscious and aware of it. And it's so easy to not be conscious and aware. Um, and it's also a practice once we do start becoming conscious and aware, and it's something that the more we're checking in, the more I'm checking in with myself on a daily basis, hourly basis, like the more conscious and aware I am becoming of my thoughts, of where I'm holding my mental state, my emotional state, my physical state, my energetic state. And this is all affecting how I'm perceiving reality and how reality is showing up to give back to me. Uh, so it's really this beautiful opportunity, and we all have it. And with this, I want to share with you one of my personal favorite daily affirmations that I do, uh, so that I can remind myself. Um, and here it is, okay? So, I have the power in mind, I have the freedom in mind to consciously select any state instantaneously. Yeah. And I have the love in mind, I have the power in mind, I have the freedom in mind to consciously select any state instantaneously. I am consciously and subconsciously choosing to think beautiful, loving, harmonious, joyful, loving, abundant, proactive thoughts about myself and others now. Yes. Um, and so there's really I think one of these live videos, I'll probably just do a whole bunch of my affirmations because I do have a lot of affirmations that I do daily. Some, some I'm working on doing it in the morning and at night. My schedule and my practice is still very much a practice, and I fall in and out of it on varying levels, and I'm getting better and better and better at it, and more consistent. And so don't beat yourself up over. Uh, just quit beating yourself up over anything, really. Recognize that we have the ability to grow and evolve, and that's what we're doing. And life provides us opportunities to grow and evolve. And when trying and challenging things happen, it's an opportunity to express your highest self in trying times. And that comes on different levels day to day. And we are growing. And we all have the opportunity to shift whatever we choose to shift. Because all you gotta do is shift, stay on top of it a few times, and you're rolling down a different thought pattern. And you're, with that, creating a whole different set of things, And I think that I like things happening quickly. Especially when I put energy in, especially when I put a lot of energy into something. I want my manifestations and my creations to happen smoothly, easily, and now. And it doesn't always work like that. And the more I can let go, sit back, trust, relax, listen to my higher self, uh, trust the universe, and trust in divine timing, the more things stay in the flow, the more I stay in the flow, and the more of those things magically happen just out of in the perfect time. Whereas if I'm trying to make something happen and I'm trying to produce a result and I'm putting in that energy, I want it back. And that's placing an expectation and a demand on the universe, and that's not coming from a space of love. And so that's something to really think about, right? um, the other thing is the conscientious awareness that other people are going through it too. I think that a lot of times we get so caught up in our own experience that we forget other people are having similar experiences too. And the more we can be conscious and aware and hold compassionate space for other people to be going through their life too, and have, you know, the more we can really show up for one another, the more we can learn from one another, and the more we can relate to one another. And when I think about what I see missing in the world, in the human race, as far as, uh, you know, I feel like there wouldn't be any more wars if we could all start doing that for one another. And there's some people that really like war. There's a lot of people that really profit off of war. There's a lot of people that profit from people being divided and separated and all feeling like they need different things so that they can fight. And that doesn't feel good to me. And I don't think that it feels good to most people on the planet. And when we take all of the people on the planet and then we take the people that are profiting from war and fighting and separation and division, and we're talking about a very small amount of people. And I'm not here to point out or give any of that no no energy. But what I am here to do is to provide solutions. And uh, becoming conscious and aware of where you're holding yourself, and becoming conscious and aware of where you're holding other people and how you're showing up in their lives, and uh, the level in which you are showing up in your own life and in all of your relationships. The more conscious and aware you can be of those things, the greater of an impact you are having on the overall collective of the world. Okay? And I'm gonna bring this back to our mission statement, because if we're transforming things into higher that if we're transforming the pain, the fear, the doubt, the shame, the judgment, if we're transforming those things into compassion, into forgiveness, into acceptance and accountability, then we're no longer pointing the finger at anybody. Instead, we're connecting. We're connecting like water. And the more we do that within our own relationships and with ourself, it all starts with the self. But if you're doing that, and let's say you only have 4 friends on the entire planet, those 4 friends probably have 4 friends. And those 4 friends might have 10 to 12, 14, 20 friends. And it ripples out. And it starts affecting our families and our communities. And we grow greater bonds and we become more connected and we're showing up more hardcore for one another because we're being compassionate, we're being loving, we're being accepting, we're being forgiving. We're not pointing the finger and blaming, we're not in victim mode, we're not calling forth those victim stories back into our life through our subconscious. In fact, we're working on them. And if we're doing that, we're already generating and creating a ripple that is rippling out and is affecting. I grew up in a little small town called Tremont, Utah. And I remember it was not okay to hug your friends back then in Tremont. It was not a common thing. Uh, and I have personally seen over the last 30 years, I hugged my friends back then anyway. And my friends hugged each other, and we started hugging people and hugging people. And now, you go back to Tremont, and everybody hugs each other. And I love that. That rippled out. I saw that. I saw that personally ripple out. And I saw it grow and expand. Um, and I'm just a part of that ripple, right? Uh, and that's the thing is that uh, we uh, influence people by how we choose to show up on a daily basis. We and we can change that influence at any point in time depending on what we are choosing to do. And we are powerful beings. And I'm really passionate about this church that we have started because we started this church for many, many, many reasons. And we really are redefining what that word means because we are a completely different entity and thought pattern than the traditional model of the word, right? But our beliefs uh, and practices get to be protected legally under the same levels that all other beliefs get to be protected under. And the difference is we're not here to use fear of what might happen in the afterlife to get you to do things here on this life. No, we're concerned about now, here, in this life, and how we're affecting one another, how we're showing up, and really bringing awareness to the power of accountability, the power of self, the power of our minds, the beautiful divine creators that we are as human beings, the God like beings that we are. We are creators. There is nothing man made on planet Earth that didn't exist first as an idea and then come into fruition. Our minds are powerful. And look at everything that we've created. We have created, as human beings, we have created some magical, magical things. But we've also removed ourselves from nature. We've put ourselves above nature. We've taken ourselves out of the system and put a little crown on our heads and said, we're the kings of this system. Well, we are, but we're also a part of the system, and it's learning how to work in harmony with that system, and value all other life in that system, because otherwise we're just full of ego and blinded and giving our power away to false power. And that where our true power is when we connect in a space of love, when we connect in a space of authenticity. um, and it's like there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to be their authentic selves, that are worried that they'll be judged, that they're worried that they won't fit in. And there's other people that just there's all kinds of limiting beliefs that keep us from feeling our own value. And every human being on planet Earth, even the most hard, like shelled up characters, truly, in their being, they want to be valued. There's it's such an important feeling, and if we're not valuing ourselves, then how can anybody else value us? And other people might value us, but it's not as deep and as raw as it could be if you were sharing your raw authentic self. And I think that well, that's what another thing that we're here to do, is to give people the space, sacred space, to be their raw, authentic self, to explore themselves, to uh, witness one another. Because we're all so unique, we're all so different, yet we're all so much the same, too. And I feel like as human beings, we tend to let those doubts and worries about feeling accepted stop us from shining brightly, stop us from sharing our true gifts and our insights and our splendid nature. And instead, we wear masks, or we turn on the TV and fucking defocus, or we do drugs, and or we escape because we're too afraid to go out and be seen and be felt. Um, and so, anyway, uh, gonna go through the rest of this mission statement, because I feel like, well, I'm just gonna keep on breaking it down. As creators, we hold sacred the value of our free agency and our freedom of choice. And we're making choices and we're writing code every nanosecond. Every thought, every feeling, like we are creating. We're writing code, we're informing our bodies, we're informing the world around us, our reality. And every one of those is a choice. Rather, we're consciously choosing or subconsciously choosing, or just not even paying attention. So, yeah, we're all about free agency. We're all about honoring other people's choices and living by example. And the more we can live by example, the more we can raise each other up, the more we can hold space for one another, the more we can shine brightly, and also offer that reflection back for other people to shine brightly and fully accept their beauty and their divinity. Like, we all have so much to learn from each other. And last week I used hydrogen bonds of water as an example. And I'm going to do that again because it's really, we are mostly made up of water. And the more we connect with one another, the more we hold each other, uh, the more abundant we are, the more joyful we are, the more powerful we are, the more we're living our design because we are uh, honoring our own design. We're honoring we're valuing ourselves. And you know what? It's probably not very often that somebody is depressed at the same time that they're valuing themselves. Just saying. I know that when I'm valuing myself, I do not feel depressed. When I'm not valuing myself, that's when I start going down those rabbit holes of that lead to depression, right? So, um, then Co-Flames is the Church of Fire, Love, our music equality and sustainability that brings ideas into manifestation. So these are things that, as we were building this organization, we felt very passionate about. Fire. I'm a professional fire spinner. I've been a professional fire spinner for 20 years now. This is my 20th anniversary of living my dream and believing in myself and just going for it. And, I couldn't have made it without all of my friends. There is no way. I've had so many friends show up for me in so many different ways, in so many different, and I would have fallen on my face and been done a long, 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 long time ago if it wasn't for friends reaching up and saying, I believe in you. I got you. I got your back. Here you go. Here you go. You keep going, Clayton. I would have been done a long, long, long time ago. If, and so, to all of my friends out there that have reached out and picked me back up, or supported me, or fed me, or given me a place to stay, or fueled my fire in any way, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you and I deeply appreciate you because I would not be here without you. And so I'm speaking from my own experience. The more we gather, the more we lift each other up, the more we got each other's backs, the more we fuel one another in doing what we love, the bigger of an impact we're making, and the more joyful our lives probably are. And so I just want to go through each one of the temples, which is part of the acronym of flames. Fire, right? Fire brings people together. Fire is very transformative. Fire has the ability to, there could be 2,000 people spread across the desert, and if somebody lights a great big fire, guess what? Most of those people are going to come towards that fire. They're going to be drawn to that fire. We are drawn to fire just like moths. I mean, and it's a part of our history all the way back. Because I mean, really, when you start thinking about communication and language development, uh, most of it probably happened around a campfire. And that's what, when fire started keeping us safe, uh, then all of a sudden we had time to talk to one another without running away from predators. Um, and so fire's just it's very transformative. I personally feel like it does a lot to our energetic field. It definitely does a lot to the brain. There's this thing called the flicker effect. You can look it up. The dream machines are based off of this. You close your eyes. The record player gives you like 13 flashes of light per second or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's simulating the same frequencies where REM starts. So you'll actually feel your eyes go into rapid eye movement, in an awake conscious state. Um, and that's called the flicker effect. And fire is uh, uh, bouncing uh, up and down in that spectrum. And it really has an effect on our mood and the frequencies that our brains are hitting. So, love, the temple of love. Who doesn't love love? Sometimes love doesn't appear like love because we as human beings tend to become attached to things continuing the way that they are, or to someone, or to the feeling, um, and then what was once felt as love all of a sudden turns into anger or judgment, shame, like, and really radical acceptance, radical accountability. Um, Radical acceptance is just just another word for unconditional love, in my opinion. Um, because if we're accepting and loving things the way that they are, instead of trying to hold on to things or make things the way that we want them, that our ego minds want them, then then we're placing those conditions and those expectations on. So then all of a sudden we get upset because we didn't get to keep the thing that we loved. It. We didn't get to keep it in our hand and hold on to it, right? Um, and my experience is that the more I can accept and let it go, the more it's just there, and the more I'm feeling it from all parties, and and there's a powerful lesson in all of that. But I also feel like it's a lot about going through the experiences to really come into that space. Um, anyway, we believe vibrate. Oh, we're going on to art. Think about how much art influences the world and affects and society, right? Um, these are all of these temples in flames is things that bring people together. And when you think of art and music, the creation of art and music, which is the next temple, um, both of those are very much godlike acts, creating the creator. How many of you out there have created a magical piece of art? How many of you out there have created a fantastic song or a wonderful piece of music? And then here's the really beauty thing of it. Because not everybody answered yes to either of those questions. But how many of you have enjoyed a fantastic piece of art that made you feel a certain way? And how many of you have sat down and listened to a song that deeply impacted you in a very special way? Or that brought back a memory, and you're sitting there and listening to it over and over and over again because you just can't get enough of this song, this piece of music? Or how many of you have danced your ass off to something that just moved you? I think a lot of people said yes to those questions. And if you haven't, I really recommend finding some music that you are into and finding some other people that are into that type of music and going and dancing. Uh, because it's such a wonderful experience. And that leads me to the Temple of M. And M is kind of the Temple of M in the Church of Flames, working on the acronym, isn't actually a quadruple M. M, it was originally music because music's such a powerful thing, but it is, the Temple of M has evolved to become music, movement, mushrooms, and manifestation. And all of those M's are connected to one another, whether you realize it or not. Um, and you know, music really makes you move. If you're feeling it, if it's the type of music that really makes you move, and we all have different music that makes us move that we enjoy, right? And that's because we're all unique, and we all have our own taste, and we all have that freedom of choice. And uh, but it's being able to enjoy the creations of another human being, the artistic creations of another human being, the godlike creations of another human being. Now, I am not saying that we're like God Almighty. No, we are a microcosm of the Creator, and we can't even comprehend the macro in that, and it continues to go in all directions. Like, right? We can get as finite as we want within ourselves. And that we can relate to as above, so below. We can understand the stars, and we can understand our molecular makeup, and our atomic makeup, and our energetic makeup. However, uh, you keep on diving, you're going to keep on finding. And that's just how things work. But the more conscious and aware that we can be with that system, the more we can work with it within ourselves, the more we can be conscious and aware of how to work with it, with those energies ourselves. And to realize that this beautiful, beautiful mind is the God of this entire physical being. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And then we move to from the Temple of M to the Temple of Equality, the E in the flames. And uh, this one is a big one because look at how many people out there are divided because they think that they're better than another. Uh, think of how many people out there are divided because one person believes this way and another person believes this way. So we can't. We got to be at war. No, we don't. And when I say that, that could look like countries at war. That could look at like families and family members at war. That can be look like friends at war, or that can look like conflicting ideas within your own mind at war. Or it could be on even a smaller, cells at war. And to bring awareness to that and to bring peace, harmony, and well-being just to the moment has a grand effect. Just doing this has a grand effect. Ready? Are you ready for this? Three deep inhales. All right, you think I'm full of shit? Do it. Do it at home. Do it at home. Take 3 deep breaths and just see if you feel different. It automatically One more deep breath. Brings us into a new state of awareness, into a more grounded, balanced state. You want to know something else that makes a huge difference? So simple? This. Just humming. Humming. All of a sudden, nitrous oxide is being produced. All has such a deep effect on uh, your entire system. Okay, the vagus nerves all ching, sending everything to your sympathetic nervous system. Everything. Oh, it's divine. Uh, uh, Biochemistry is happening within the human body by just humming. Yet, how many people are completely unaware of that? A lot. So that's what we're all about, is bringing conscientious awareness and attention to some of these things, because how easy is it to hum? How easy is it to take 3 breaths? How easy is it to check in with yourself 3 times a day and just say, where am I at? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What do I need? What do I need? And then give it to yourself. That is super easy. And it also, all 3 of those practices have a huge impact on the moments following, and most likely the rest of your day. So, just bringing that into your awareness. Uh, Hope to see a whole bunch of people humming in their cars, or humming in general. It's also a great natural defense from viruses, bacteria, anything airborne that's coming into your system. Mm, be like bees, man. Uh, so, ceremony, ritual, movement, and breath are centralized to the expansion of self exploration and loving awareness. Now, I want to. There are ceremonies and rituals that are far older than most current civilizations on planet Earth. Ceremony and rituals have been a part of our uh, cultures around the world, really probably since fire came around. And where we got gifted the ability to replicate and start fires and learn how to manage them. Um, it's so important, so important. And we're going back to the Temple of M, mushrooms. Uh, uh, you know, I've skated around this for quite some time, not wanting to bring too much awareness to all the things that we're doing, but I'm over that, and we very much believe in ceremony, ritual, movement, and breath. We believe in all kinds of ceremonies. We believe in psilocybin is one of the greatest teachers that we can look to. Dimethyltryptamine is another grand teacher. Ayahuasca, obviously, being a part of that, and also being one of the oldest ceremonies out there. And, there's an awareness there. You think that, uh, yeah. So if you don't know about any of those items, please do your own research. But uh, opening doors within the self, opening up to your true power, your true nature, that can be elevated in a multitude of ways. And ceremony with intent, held in sacred space, where uh, it's time to connect to your inner self and the divine. And we believe very much in that. In fact, it's one of the big reasons why we started this organization. And I thoroughly love psychedelics. I don't eat them very often these days. I sure did in my 20s and 30s, 40s. Yep, a lot. Um, Not so much these days. However, perfect time, perfect place. It always, it's whenever it resonates, right? And that's another thing that we're really big on. And I'm still on equality, by the way. I just, I am very DD and I embrace it and I love it. And if you got ADD, you're doing great. And don't go get prescriptions to fix you. You're not broken. You're supposed to find the butterfly flying outside the classroom beautiful. You're supposed to be distracted by that. And it's okay. Don't go out there seeking medication to fix your ADD. Look, I even added a D. All right, so equality, and that is really what it all comes down to. Because if we're all honoring each other, if we're all finding value in each other, even if somebody's being a dick, right? I can honor the fact that that person's choosing to be a dick. Um, my friend Erin that runs the Temple of Equality, she's always like, "There's two rules: don't be a dick, don't be an asshole." And those are pretty good rules. However, I can hold space for somebody that's being choosing to be a dick, and I can let them be a dick over there. I can even set a boundary saying, "Hey, you know," but I can hold space for that, and I can be compassionate because guess what? I've been a dick before. I know what it's like to be a dick. It sucks, and I don't have to give that any energy outside of recognition and honor that that dude's being a dick, and I don't need to be in that space with him right now. I don't need to be engaging in that energy. And then there's an asshole that's just going around being an asshole to be an asshole, and you know, I can once again I can honor the fact that they're being an asshole, but I don't need to give them any more energy other than honoring the fact that they're being an asshole. I can love and accept them over there, and if they're coming into my space, I can draw clear boundaries, or I have the freedom of choice and free agency to change where I am and go somewhere else. Um, but if I choose to give the dicker the uh, energy and try to tell him quit being a dick, well, they're probably gonna like be an even bigger dick to me, or feel resistance there. Like it just it feeds the conflict, right? And there doesn't need to be any conflict. I can honor the fact that they're being a dick or an asshole. Um, anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked with dicks and assholes, but what I'm saying is that we have the opportunity to draw clear boundaries. We have ownership of our space. We can set clear boundaries, and learning how to do that is another talent. But at the end of the day, we are all very unique, beautiful, special snowflakes. Snowflakes are a great example, but we're even more special than that. Like, uh, and we're even more individually unique than that because we have multiple aspects of uniqueness. to be unique about. And um, that also gives us our own unique value. And we are our own unique gift to the rest of the world because there's only one of us. And what a beautiful thing. And what a beautiful gift. And when we can start seeing that first in ourselves, and then also recognizing and seeing that in our relationships and in the people that we're meeting, then all of a sudden we realize that each person has a grand value and something very unique to offer us. Um, and we're all about exploring that, igniting that within the self, journaling about that to assist you in growing. Erin gives has the Temple of Equality Facebook group where she goes, and on the YouTube channel she goes live every week and walks you through uh, these different systems, the I Ching, Gene Keys, astrology, and how human design and what's going on in the astrology and energetically with what gene key each planet is in. And so it really gives us, when you start, and this might, none of this might make sense to you right now, but that's all the more reason to go back and start at week one. Oh, start at where we're at now and just watch the next one. Go uh, uh, sign and become a follow that page, right? And start engaging and participating because you'll learn along the way. I guarantee it. And you do that and participate over the next year, you'll know exactly what Gene Key 22 is. You'll know exactly what Gene Key 20 or 55 is, right? Um, and you'll know a whole lot more about yourself and how you operate if you do, because those videos are full of deep, deep wisdom, and it's given to you in gentle ways, and it's building. I'm really excited for her to start uh, uh, really creating the journal. She's been giving our members journaling exercises. Um, Rather, not anybody's taken advantage of doing that homework yet. Uh, if not, I highly recommend it because it's probably the most powerful thing that you can do. It is. It's probably one of the most powerful things you can do in your life right now is to start watching those videos and start journaling about your experience as you become conscious and aware of these different energies that are in play all the time, rather you're aware of it or not. And currently, I'm guessing you probably aren't following that page and you probably aren't aware. And so, what an incredible opportunity, what an incredible gift. The gift of becoming conscious and aware of all the different energies flowing in and out, and how each one of us has our own unique blueprint, our own unique holographic profile. Our energies work, and that's what makes us so special. So, deep, deep encouragement here to join the equality page, the Temple of Equality on Facebook. I believe it's Church of Flames Equality. And find us, obviously, if you're on here now, you're on our YouTube channel. Uh, Please like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you find value in anything that we share, please share it. Please share it with your friends because uh, I do think that I feel like we're putting out some really powerful messages. And it might not be the message you need to hear this week, but it might be the message your friend needs to hear this week. And the more we're talking about these types of things, the more we're relating with one another, the more we're growing with one another, and the more we're sitting there supporting one another, like I was saying. And that's when communities really become powerful. I've seen, well, community is where it's at. And a lot of people on planet Earth probably have not experienced community on the level that I've experienced community. And because I've experienced community on such a grand level that I'm about to bawl just thinking about how grateful I am for my beautiful, expansive community, uh, that's one of the reasons, that's one of the main reasons we just started this church, is to bring that feeling and that container, to hold that container, to build that community so that people can experience that community. Because at the end of the day, we're all one great big community called the human race. And the more of us that can experience community on the levels where everybody's showing up in their raw, authentic selves in service to one another, it is heaven on earth. It straight up is. And if you're, I've experienced entire weeks where it was heaven on earth and everything was absolutely amazing. Everybody's shining in the brightest, most beautiful, raw, authentic, and it's like, wow, we can create this globally, and we are, and it's gonna ripple out however it ripples out. But that's what this church is all about, is creating that ripple, creating. I personally have a mastermind relationship with a few of my dear friends, um, to that our ripple effect creates the entire world, the entire human race coming together, hand in hand, to to reach out to the universe, sing out to the universe, to vibrate within their own being connected. We are one, oming to the universe on November 4th, 2040. So we got some work to do, and it all starts with you. It all starts with grabbing your brothers and sisters by the hand and connecting and doing the work, and uh, being in the space of love. And I'm really excited for that, because I do. Uh, I can see it happening. I can see it growing. I can see uh, consciousness expanding, and we're all waking up. And there's not. We're all going through it. We're all living this beautiful life, and we all have the opportunity to connect. So, I feel. Oh, we didn't get to S. Oh boy. Can't just have one flame. It's singular. It's gonna burn out. One flame's like a little candle. Uh, Flames. It's plural, and the S is for sustainability. And that's what it's all about, because in order for us to be sustainable on planet Earth and be in harmony with the rest of life on planet Earth, we need to start really thinking sustainability. And uh, with that comes sustainability in all things. When I think of sustainability, I normally think of alternative affordable housing. I think of the hierarchy of needs. Water, uh, shelter, food, and there's all of these different ways. A lot of them ancient ways. All we got to do is learn from some of our ancestors and pay attention. Um, but how many 20-year-olds out there on planet, let's just say in the United States, how many 20-year-olds in the United States knows how to make a loaf of bread? Hmm. And imagine if Google goes down and nobody can make bread because everybody just looks up the recipe on Google, right? Um, uh, Foraging. How many people? My friend Keith took me out foraging, and I couldn't identify a wild lettuce plant up until a few weeks ago. But how important is that? And did you know that that wild lettuce plant leads to like all kinds of different vegetables and that uh, kale. I didn't know kale came from the lettuce plant. I'm learning so much. Um, anyway, these things, information, the way we communicate, the way we connect, the way we hold space for one another, affordable health care, and getting out of this. Oh man, we're so indoctrinated in. We have become so indoctrinated and in Western medicine, uh, in our culture, especially in the U.S., that uh, we've detached ourselves and have removed ourselves from some very beautiful knowledge that if we just tap back into, uh, be a wonderful thing because uh, once again there's a lot of people that make there are not a lot of people when we compare it to the world population, but there's a fair amount of people that make a lot of money off of people being sick. And they're not looking for you to get better. And they're not looking for you to own your power and discover uh, dis- discover anything that would take you away, that would make you healthy. Um, and to me, that's sick. And so all of these things are things that we get to shift in order to really create sustainability on planet Earth. And one of the things in our organization that we need to create to become sustainable is some inflow of some financial inflow. We have lots of projects, lots of different things that we're ready to implement, but we ourselves, the Church of Flames, is not sustainable yet. Um, and the biggest thing that we deserve to do and call forth and call in to create us being sustainable is having some money flow in, having people out there that find value in what we are bringing to the world and shooting us some money so that we can continue to do it easier and easier and easier and have the tools and resources available to us to make it so that it's easier for us to do it because right now we're just working our asses off. Right now, and it's not going to stop us. We're going to do it anyway. We're just going to keep on moving forward. But man, some financial contributions coming in would make it easier. And it would definitely, if enough of that happened and it came in, it would make it sustainable. And I look forward to that. So if anything that I said today resonates with you in any way, and you have some money and would like to uh, make it so that we can do this easier on larger levels, please share. And if you don't, and let's say your friend has a lot of money, send them our way. And we're not looking for, uh, we're looking for money from people that believe in what we're doing. We're not just looking for any money. Huh. We're looking for people that believe in what we're doing and what we're creating and want to connect with us, want to support us, want to join the love revolution and the I am powerful being a light revolution and the I am accountable revolution and I am transforming pain, fear, judgment, and shame into higher vibrational frequencies. Like creating alternative solutions to basic human needs for everybody on planet Earth so that housing isn't an issue for people, clean water isn't an issue, or, everybody deserves a house on some level, some shelter. And we can create that easy. Everybody deserves free, uh, clean drinking water. Everybody deserves to have some place to uh, take a dump and to to clean themselves, right? And figuring out alternative ways to uh, handle our shit and proactive ways that are in harmony with nature. We have a lot of that kind of stuff going on too. But we really need some inflow into our organization. So you can find our PayPal QR code on both our website, which is churchofflames.org. It's right at the top. You hit the little donate button, it'll come right up. You can also find it, it's pinned to the top of our Facebook page, which is Church of Flames on Facebook. So, uh, yeah, please. Uh, if you have the money, please contribute. It is tax deductible. We are a 501c3 donation, so all of anything that you contribute to us is a tax deductible donation, and it is deeply, deeply appreciated, valued, and will be used well. So I highly recommend we're checking us out, getting involved. If you have a talent and you would like to offer a talent or a skill, we uh, teamwork makes the dream work. And it's a big dream, so we need all kinds of people with all kinds of different skills. And if you have a skill set that you would like to share with us, please reach out. Let us know. We would love for you to get involved. Um, and we are growing a lot this week. And I want to say thank you to all of our new Facebook subscribers. Thank you to all of our new YouTube subscribers. Please share. Uh, it really does assist us greatly. And we are growing, and we do have a lot of really cool things coming up and being worked on in the backgrounds that are about to present themselves. And I so look forward to this continuing to grow and ripple. I also want to bring you attention to one of the things that we as an organization celebrate every week, and sorry, not every week, once a month though. It's a once a month celebration, and it's called Love Fest Day, and it was originally coined by Christopher Witecki. He's an astrologer and the creator of the uh, 11 Steps to Serious Joy and Step Astrology. I've followed him since like 2006. Uh, really has had a deep impact on my life. He originally, to my knowledge, coined the term Love Fest Day, which is when the moon crosses Venus in its cycle, and that's why it happens once a month. And it doesn't always cross Venus directly, but when it's in its closest proximity, prox, pro, yeah, I'm not saying that word right now. Proximity of Venus, and we're all just a little bit more open and receptive to receiving love on that day. And so, as an organization, Uh, we are promoting and have been promoting for several years, uh, giving a little extra conscientious love on that day. Since everybody's receiving it a little bit easier, why not give it a little bit easier? And love can ripple across the planet in powerful ways. Has it, who out there has seen Pay It Forward? Pay It Forward made me cry so hard. And it's true. That can ripple across. Those little acts of kindness can have a huge. It can radically shift somebody's day, and it really starts with ourselves. So on Love Fest Day, it's coming up March 15th through the 16th. Okay, and this is what. There's all kinds of different ways you can practice Love Fest Day, and we are open to being inspired. And so if you have other ideas on how to celebrate Love Fest Day, please reach out, share your ideas, share your experiences. We want to hear about them. But what I personally recommend to all of our members, or anybody that this resonates with, you don't have to be a member of the Church of Flames in order to do this. Uh, Everybody can do this, right? Okay, so put your right hand on top of your heart chakra, your left hand on top. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. Notice that was 3 sets of 3, 9 total. And you can do more. There's no rules. But do at least 9, okay? And then put your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your lap. I gratefully acknowledge, accept, feel, and receive this beautiful divine love for myself now. And then just feel it. And it doesn't have to look a certain way. You can love yourself. You can pat yourself. You can give yourself a massage. All of these beautiful cells are so happy about getting love. They're just as happy. All the microcosms inside of you that are a part of you are just as excited and open to receiving love as you are as a macro of this physical being. Okay? Love feels the same no matter what part of the fractal you're in. Okay? And this is our reality and what we're. But your cells thoroughly love getting love. They do. So just take a few moments out of your day to do that. In fact, I recommend starting out your day at least on March 15th and 16th, doing that. And you can make it a daily practice if you do. I think your cells will love you, your body will love you, and you'll find that you love you. I love you, right? And so, highly recommend doing that. You can do it sitting alone. You can do it looking yourself in the mirror, looking yourself in the eyes and saying, I love you. I love you, Clayton. I value you. And if you can't say I love you yet and actually have those come out of you, because there's a lot of people that can't say that. And that's okay. I recommend starting with I am valuable. I am worthy. I am worthy of love. Mm, yeah. And whatever it is, wherever you're starting, say it 9 times. And then accept it, receive it, feel it. Yeah. And really, you can give yourself any type of energy. You can give yourself anything and receive it. And that's a really important thing because we get so caught up in our day and caught up in whatever's going on that we forget that we can give ourselves what we need. Okay, so make sure that you also, because I'm telling you ahead of time, March 15th, March 16th, you have time to make sure that you have time set up, space, and time to give yourself some love and to do something you love. Do something you love. How long has it been since you did something you loved? What is it that you love to do? And do you do it? Do you make time and space to do it? And if so, awesome. And if not, change that. Make uh, make some time and space to do what you love to do. You owe it to yourself. You totally deserve to be able to do the things that you love. Okay? And that when you do what you love to do, you're also being in such high service to the rest of the human race. You are. And you're being uh, an even more spectacular gift because you are doing what you love. And we are so supporting that. The other thing, there's two other things, okay? And they're all in sets of three. Um, Reach out, think of three people that have deeply impacted your life in a positive way, and reach out to them and share your gratitude for how they've deeply impacted your life. Yes, that is powerful, and will ignite whole new levels of awesomeness. And then the other set of three is do three either well thought out acts of kindness or three random acts of kindness. Yep, so that's how we celebrate Love Fest Day. And once again, it's coming up March 15th and 16th. So put it on your calendar, figure out who you're going to call, um, figure out what you're going to do with the time and space that you're creating to do what you love. And yeah, have a beautiful day and spread love across the planet. Say happy Love Fest to people. Because it really does make a huge difference. And yeah, so uh, if you like this video, once again, please do subscribe. If you're in a position to donate, please find our QR code on our donation button on our website or our PayPal button on our Facebook page. Join the Equality Temple on Facebook. So it's Church of Flames Equality. And tune in next week. I'll be going live at 3:33 Mountain Standard Time. I know I was an hour late today because I'm in Arizona. However, I am fully accountable and I'm sure it's perfect. So, sending you all magical, beautiful kisses and have a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being tuning in. Also, it does us a lot of comment. Leave us some comments. Engage. Ask questions. Watch some other videos. Also, there's a video on this page that's all about. It's me and Aaron talking about the I Ching. There's a part 1 and a part 2. I highly recommend both of those videos, and then getting an I Ching. And if you don't know what an I Ching or an I Ching is, it's spelled capital I space capital CING. And I highly recommend the Brian Brownie Walker translation. If you scroll through our videos, you'll see 1 or 2, 3. You'll find a video of me reading from that book. And get yourself a copy. And you don't necessarily have to get that copy, but get one that resonates with you. We are all about supporting you, following your heart, you listening to your intuition, your natural knowing, because uh, you know what's right for you, and we trust in that completely. And so, love yourself, trust yourself, do what you love, and have a great week. Namaste.